Night Court Season 3 surprise Big Bang Theory reunion is a reminder of the most impactful change in Chuck Lorre's sitcom. When the first teaser for Night Court Season 3 dropped, fans thought they were getting the usual mix of courtroom absurdity and quirky character humor. What no one expected was a surprise reunion with one of television's most beloved sitcom franchises, The Big Bang Theory. The brief clip shows familiar faces returning in a way that's both subtle and electrifying, reminding viewers that even decades after its debut, Chuck Lorre's influence on modern television is still tangible. But beyond the nostalgia, this crossover reveals something much deeper, the most impactful change in Lorre's long-running sitcom formula. A reunion that wasn't on anyone's radar, Night Court, the 2023 reboot of the classic 1980s series, has been praised for finding a delicate balance between honoring the original and carving its own path. The Season 3 reunion, however, was something else entirely. In a single scene, a character reminiscent of the Big Bang Theory's Sheldon Cooper pops in, not played by Jim Parsons, but a new actor embodying the same neurotic energy, sharp wit, and meticulous attention to routine. For fans, the resemblance is unmistakable. Coupled with subtle Easter eggs, like a Fun with Flags book on the set, the homage is clear, bridging two very different eras of sitcoms while emphasizing how far Lorre's storytelling has evolved. This reunion isn't just a clever nod for fans, it's a testament to the enduring legacy of Lorre's approach to character-driven comedy. From Roseanne and Dharma and Greg to 2.5 Men and The Big Bang Theory, Lorre has always been a master at creating worlds that feel larger than life, yet intimately relatable. But if there's one thing The Big Bang Theory proved, it's that Lorre learned to adapt, refining his approach to character arcs and emotional depth in ways that resonate even today. The evolution of Lorre's sitcom formula. Early Chuck Lorre shows, like Grace Under Fire or Dharma and Greg, leaned heavily on situational humor and the comedic chemistry between leads. While the setups were clever and the punchlines sharp, characters were often defined by surface traits, a love of chaos, a penchant for sarcasm, or a quirky habit. The shows worked because the comedy was accessible and the characters were lovable, but depth was sometimes sacrificed for jokes. The Big Bang Theory marked a turning point. Yes, it still featured exaggerated personalities, the socially awkward physicists, the hyper-organized Sheldon, the sassy Penny, but Lorre and co-creator Bill Prady dug deeper into emotional storytelling. Episodes weren't just about whether Sheldon would obey a roommate contract or if Leonard could survive another comic book store debate. They were about friendship, love, vulnerability, and growth. In short, Lorre's sitcoms had moved from being purely comedic to being emotionally resonant without losing their humor. This is the change that makes the Night Court reunion so impactful. By bringing a Sheldon-esque character into the new series, the writers are acknowledging that audiences now expect depth alongside laughs. The joke itself is funny, yes, but the subtle humanity behind it, the way the character interacts, falters, and learns, reminds viewers that Chuck Lorre's brand of comedy has matured alongside its audience. Nostalgia meets modern storytelling. Reunions are tricky. Lean too heavily on nostalgia, and a show risks alienating new viewers. Ignore it completely, and longtime fans feel overlooked. The genius of the Night Court Season 3 reunion is that it navigates this line expertly. The cameo isn't a full-blown crossover with The Big Bang Theory, nor is it a gimmick designed to spike ratings for a single episode. Instead, it's a fleeting but meaningful moment that enriches the world of Night Court without overshadowing its existing narrative. It's a masterclass in storytelling economy, a joke, a reference, and a character beat all rolled into one, offering fan service without pandering. Moreover, this approach mirrors the evolution of Lorre's own work. The Big Bang Theory was never just about the jokes. It was about creating a universe where characters could grow and change while still inhabiting their comedic archetypes. Similarly, Night Court is taking the absurdity of a courtroom filled with misfits and infusing it with moments of genuine humanity, something that earlier sitcoms often neglected. The power of character consistency. One of the most remarkable aspects of the cameo is how it honors character consistency across decades. In the original Big Bang Theory, Sheldon Cooper was meticulously detailed. Routines, neuroses, and idiosyncrasies formed a personality that was both hilarious and uniquely his own. To reimagine that essence in a new context without resorting to parody is no small feat. This consistency demonstrates how far Chuck Lorre has come in understanding the power of long-term character arcs. A character isn't just funny because they have quirks, it's funny because those quirks coexist with relatable desires, insecurities, and moments of growth. By transporting that philosophy into the Night Court universe, the writers are showing a continuity of storytelling that spans decades of television evolution. Humor that works on multiple levels. Another element that makes this reunion noteworthy is its layered humor. On one level, there's immediate comedic value, a fast-paced joke, a clever line, or a physical gag. On another, there's a meta-textual humor that rewards fans who know Lorre's work intimately. The small nods, a throwaway line about string theory, a particular gesture that mirrors Sheldon's nervous tics, aren't necessary to understand the plot, but they deepen the experience for viewers who catch them. This dual-level humor is emblematic of Lorre's most successful shows. In The Big Bang Theory, an offhand mention of a scientific concept might be hilarious to the casual viewer, but has an added layer of depth for those who understand its real-world context. In Night Court, the same principle applies. The cameo operates as a joke in universe, while also signaling respect for the intellectual and emotional depth that Lorre has been cultivating for decades. Why this change matters? At its core, the most impactful change in Chuck Lorre's sitcoms isn't technological, isn't about multi-camera versus single-camera formats, and isn't even about star power. It's about emotional resonance. Lorre learned that audiences respond not just to comedy, but to comedy that acknowledges the human experience. By weaving heart into humor, Lorre created characters who feel alive, whose journeys matter, and whose laughter is satisfying because it comes from truth as much as from wit. The Night Court reunion underscores this point beautifully. In a world where reboots and crossovers are often shallow attempts at fan service, this moment is meaningful precisely because it embraces emotional continuity alongside comedic homage. It's a reminder that Lorre's sitcoms aren't just collections of jokes, they are microcosms of life, capable of evolving without losing the elements that make them beloved. The broader cultural impact. It's also worth noting that this reunion has a broader cultural significance. Television has changed immensely since The Big Bang Theory debuted in 2007. Audiences now demand more representation, more depth, and more clever storytelling. By integrating a nod to a classic while respecting modern sensibilities, Night Court demonstrates that Lorre's comedic formula isn't static, it's adaptable, capable of resonating with both nostalgic viewers and a new generation. This adaptability is one reason Lorre's shows remain relevant. From the heartfelt moments between Penny and Leonard to the absurd courtroom antics of Night Court, the underlying principle is the same. Humor is most effective when it serves story, character, and emotion.